Welcome back to the channel. I know exactly why you're here, so let's do this. I am super excited to be doing a review on the EVERSE 8, which is Electro-Voice's first full-range battery-powered speaker. Now, I don't know about you, but I've been waiting for something like this for a really long time. And truth be told, this is about 5 years in the making. Now, it's obvious that EV is not first to the game, but they are certainly showing up as the leader. So the amount of R&D and engineering that went into every nook and cranny of this cannot be overstated. Each and every design element has mobile DJs and musicians in mind, and they gave us exactly what we've been asking for in one highly portable package. Its pro features go beyond just a simple battery-powered speaker, and that's really what I want to focus on today and highlight why I think this is super special. So with that, let's take a closer look. Hold on, gotta fix the hair. Okay, back in business. So I'm in my living room, nothing fancy going on here. I got some bright lights around to kind of make sure we can see this thing nice and clear. The EVERSE 8 is simply on a Gator Frameworks ID Speaker Series pole, so we could take a closer look at this, so let's take a look. The EVERSE 8 is a 400 watt speaker and has an impressive 121 decibels, as well as a punchy 8-inch woofer. Now, this speaker is very similar in size to the JBL EN1 Compact. And how do I know this? Because I used to own one. I actually just sold it. Now, this is slightly bigger than the Bose S1, but keep in mind, the Bose S1 only has a 6.5 inch woofer and significantly less output. In terms of size and portability, this is right on par with every other battery-powered option available. However, in my opinion, I feel that Electro-Voice knocked the design element of this out of the park. This is exactly what you'd expect from an Electro-Voice product. Personally, I feel that the Evolve 50s are one of the best looking speakers out there, and this has that same type of design. I just think this thing is beautiful. It also has some really intelligent design elements that I wanted to go over that you may not have noticed. The outer shell is made out of a polypropylene, which gives it a robust protective coating and makes this speaker splash-proof and weatherproof. That's right, DJs, you don't have to do this anymore. Without getting too nerdy on this, there are several design items that help with the IP43 rating. To start, this fine mesh grille is hydrophobic. They also have port technology to prevent a direct path into the speaker and the subwoofer. The transducers are coated in a water-resistant material and will not be damaged if they accidentally contact water. And the amplifier is sealed from the back, so if any water did make its way into the enclosure, it really couldn't do much harm. Once again, this speaker is not waterproof, so what does I43P mean? It means it's rated for light, moderate, vertical rain and modest splashes. So your typical rainstorm isn't going to be a problem. If it's really blowing sideways and getting into the speaker, just make sure you dry it out before your next use. Honestly, with heavy sideways rain like that, I doubt the show is going to go on, but at least you don't have to worry about your speakers being out in the elements anymore. So this is really convenient for DJs doing outdoor events where things obviously can be a little unpredictable with the weather. So this should put everybody's mind at ease that this is absolutely fine for outdoor events. For the IP43 rating, you gotta use the rear cover and it's gotta be sealed correctly. So you're gonna be asking, as a DJ, how am I gonna use this in a moist or damp environment if I can't plug things in it, right? We have XLR cords, power cords, the microphone, etc. Well, EV has thought of that too. So if you need to use this speaker in a damp or moist environment and have stuff plugged into it, there's gonna be an available additional weather-resistant cover that's gonna allow the product to be used in the rain with external connections as well. It's also gonna provide another layer of protection for this whole entire speaker. Now, I don't have one yet, I haven't seen this cover, but I do know it's coming, so stay tuned for that. It has a very comfortable soft touch handle at the top and is very easy to carry. There is also something super unique about this area, which speaks to its ingenious weatherproof design. So let's take a trip to the kitchen sink. Definitely a do not try this at home. I am only doing this, well, because it's me. I know you were like, why are you putting a speaker in the sink? So it might not be obvious, but this handle where you would go to carry the speaker, this was actually designed to be 2 funnels out the back. Now with this weatherproof cover, you really don't have to worry about moisture here. Now again, I'm not suggesting you dunk this in a pool or even, put it in the sink per se. Why are you huffing and puffing? So this is actually designed to funnel water down the back. So I just have a bottle of Poland Spring filled with our tap water. And I'm not going crazy with this, but I just want you to see how intelligent and cool this is. And again, do not try this at home. I am not telling people to dump water on their speakers. But you can see right here that if that was rainwater, it funnels right out the back. So this is one of those intelligent design features I was telling you about before. Since this is a battery-powered speaker, let's talk about the battery power. So from completely dead, this will charge in about 4 hours. But keep in mind, you can continue to use this while it's still charging. Otherwise, it does have full standalone battery capability. So here are the run times. At 95 decibels, you'll get about 12 hours of use. At max volume, 121 decibels, you'll get about 6 hours of use. And at full volume, while powering the mic base with this DC power out, you'll get about 4 hours of battery life. The EVERSE comes with a pre-installed high-capacity lithium-ion battery. It's recommended that you charge it for at least 24 hours before your first use to ensure maximum battery runtime and life expectancy. What's super cool and convenient about this speaker is that you can replace your battery in a matter of seconds. So if you need a runtime longer than the 12 hours it has, you can simply pop in a new battery. Now to remove this, all you have to do is simply twist these screws counterclockwise. And to my understanding, they don't come all the way out, so you don't have to worry about losing them, which is also super smart. And then all you do is simply pull on this, and the battery comes right out, right like that. So an advantage of having this over a Jackery is the fact that you can instantly swap out power. So if you're getting low, you can just put in another battery and be instantly back up and running with full battery capacity. They have made this super user-friendly and very convenient to either take your battery out to inspect it or just swap it out for a fully charged one. We can further extend the battery life of the EVERSE by using the automatic standby function that you will find in the menu right here. So you can turn this off, or you can set it to increments of 15 minutes on up all the way to 60 minutes. What happens is if the speaker is not receiving any type of signal, it's going to go into standby mode to save on the battery. And to reactivate it to full operation, all you have to do is just press a button on the panel, or you can use the app. So now that we're looking at the back of this thing, it would be just as good of time as any to talk about the built-in 4-channel mixer with FX, EQ, automatic feedback suppression, and ducking functions. We'll take a look at the DSP monitor in just a minute. On the back here, you're going to see that we have 2 XLR TRS combo jacks, including a 48-volt phantom power on input 1 and a high Z compatibility on input 2. The mixer also includes stereo Bluetooth, which I will go over next, and a 3.5 millimeter connection right here. You're going to see our mix out and a foot switch that will allow you to control programmable effects with a foot switch. Right here, you can charge your cell phone or a tablet with the 5-volt power source here. And then of course, we have our DC power out. This DC power out is probably one of my favorite features on the EVERSE, and the speaker is designed to be used with the RE3 or the R300 Electro-Voice mics. Now, to my understanding, you can use this with other brands. Just be sure to match the voltage rating and make sure that the power consumption does not exceed the rated output power. So to quote one of the greats here, Ben Stowe, just because it fits in a hole doesn't mean you should put it there. So of course, EV cannot guarantee that all third-party equipment is going to work with it, but this is a fairly standard center positive barrel connector. So if you're asking, will this work with my mic? All you gotta do is take a look at your mic, see what voltage it's looking for, always double check the voltage, polarity, and amperage on your unit, and if the numbers check out, you'll be good. As with all EV products, they have a great display that allows you to really dial things in. Now, I'm not going to go too crazy with this. Everyone can read the manual or check it out for themselves, but I do want to just mention that everything can be controlled literally with the ease of one button. So here I'm at the main screen. I can adjust the volume here. I can tap this, and now I can select whether I'm using this for music, live, speech, club setting. Main level, I can tell the speaker whether this is on a tripod, whether I'm using this as a kickback, monitor, sub crossover, treble, mid, bass. We have echo, reverb, hall, church, cathedral, all of these additional settings right here on the main screen, as well as mix out, Bluetooth, our display, recall, reset, all of that. Now, if I want to control the individual channels, still super easy. All I simply do is tap the input. Here I can adjust the individual volumes of each input. I can also now tap this and now change the settings within that input, and we have a slew of selections right here, and it's literally that easy to go back to the main screen, input, tap, dial it in. So they give you a ton of control just with this one button right here, or you can use the Quick Smart app, which gives you a whole extra layer of control with their speakers.
You got my heart on a string just to watch me run. I don't ever chase. No, 'cause I'm the personally boy, that's your mistake. Couldn't see what we had, gave you more than a chance. Now I see it's time to cut you off. Somebody bring me the scissors. I'm about to cut my history in the making. Lymph nodes, houses, picture perfect centripetal poses. You couldn't see what we had, gave you more than a chance. Now I see it's time to cut you off. Yes, I'll be sad to see you go, but I'm only trying to grow. I'm only trying to grow.
Using the stereo Bluetooth is very simple. So to get started, the first thing you have to do is pair one of the EVERSE to your tablet or smartphone. So to do that, I'm going to come to the input over here. It says hold for pairing, and now you can see it's entering in pairing mode for the Bluetooth. I am now going to come to my iPad and wait for the EVERSE to show up. There we go. Excellent. So now my iPad is connected to this EVERSE. So now the next thing I have to do is connect one of them to the other via the stereo Bluetooth. So now to do that, I'm going to come to the main menu, come down to Bluetooth, and then select Link Speakers right here. Now it's waiting for the other one. So now I'm gonna come over to this one and do the same thing. Come down to Bluetooth, simply hit link speakers, and now they're linking to each other. You know that they're connected because now it says unlink. So if they weren't linked up, it wouldn't say to unlink them. So now whatever I play on speaker 1 is gonna play on speaker 2, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. Now obviously if you wanna unlink these, you simply just tap, and now they're unlinked. So we're gonna take a look at the stereo Bluetooth feature on the EVERSE 8. So this is what I got going on for this test. Right here I have an iPad Pro with DJ Pro AI on it. I use this for ceremony and cocktail hours all the time. Great app if you don't have it. This iPad is paired to this EVERSE, and then the EVERSE that is outside is paired to this one. So that's what makes it stereo Bluetooth. So whatever this one is playing in here, in theory, I should hear it outside. So let me hit play. The volume's not very loud. That's not the point of this test right now. I just want to make sure that whatever I'm playing in here is playing outside and it sounds good. All right, so let's go outside now. Oh, you guys get to see my Halloween decorations. These are my ghosties. So I have the other EVERSE on top of a garbage can here. And I can hear it. That's the stereo Bluetooth feature with the EVERSE. Again, what I'm playing on the inside, I can also hear out here because they are paired. Pretty cool. As you can tell, we got a ghost theme going on this year. I'm very impressed by that. Now, I do want to stress that Bluetooth is still Bluetooth. It's still environmental. This is not created for long distances. I still think it's very cool that this even has this feature. Even though Bluetooth is still considered a consumer-grade connection, EV has put a lot of thought and technology into this, and it does work very well. I will always say though, in professional DJ applications, if you can run a wire, you should. However, I can see how this would be extremely helpful for DJs in certain situations. For example, last weekend I DJ'd a wedding where the cocktail hour space was jam-packed with people, to the point where I couldn't even stand by my own speaker because there was no room to, so I was DJing from a different corner with my phone using Bluetooth. If I had 2 of these at the time, it would have been really cool to be able to put one in one corner and the other EVERSE in the other corner and have both speakers playing the same thing at the same time, so I could keep it at a lower volume so people could socialize but still hear the music. And since I was using my Gator Frameworks ID series speaker poles and I could get the EVERSE high up in the air, I think it would have been incredible. So there are definitely instances where this is going to be super helpful for DJs, but I just want to reiterate that Bluetooth is still Bluetooth. Now I know some of you are going to ask, how well does the Bluetooth work and at what type of distances can you use it? And this is a really tough question to answer because, as usual, the answer is it depends. It really depends on your environment and can vary greatly from venue to venue. The amount of reflective surfaces and other RF devices in the same frequency spectrum are going to have a large impact on how well Bluetooth will work. So in an open and clean environment, you can easily probably get a couple hundred feet with both control and streaming, but obviously that's under ideal conditions and isn't usually what DJs are going to have to work with. And personally, I wouldn't consider this true stereo Bluetooth as a replacement for a great wireless speaker option. Now personally, I use the Sennheiser EW100G4 for my weddings if I need to put a satellite speaker pretty far away or in a complex environment. I don't think this is a direct replacement for that, but can allow you a little bit more flexibility having the ability to pair 2 of these together. So I know everyone's dying for me to answer the question, how does the EVERSE 8 compare to the other popular battery-powered speakers out there? The three most notable, I'm gonna say, are the Bose Pro S1, the JBL EN1 Compact, and the Mackie Thump, I think it's called. Now, I have personally only heard the Bose, and I have owned the JBL EN Compact, so I'm only gonna specifically comment on those. Truthfully, I feel that Mackie isn't even in the same league and doesn't even belong as part of this conversation. If you're using the speaker and you're happy with it, totally fine, keep rocking it, but honestly, this is just a completely different level and quality of speakers, so I'm just gonna focus on the JBL and the Bose. So with the JBL, let me start with that because I actually owned it and I just sold it. So as proof, I actually still kept the backpack that came with it because it's a pretty damn good bag, and my EVERSE actually does fit in this, so it's a good bag. I didn't love the JBL EN1 Compact. I didn't like the dials. I felt that they were kind of amateurish with the green indicators. It sounded okay, wasn't super loud. Did the job, but honestly, I really didn't use it much, hence why I sold it, and then the EVERSE came out and it just was a no-brainer for me. Now the Bose S1, it's a good little speaker, but does the EVERSE 8 outperform it? Well, the answer is yes. And this isn't an opinion. Same thing with the JBL. If you just look at the specs data, it's just a better speaker. The Bose only has a 6-inch sub, whereas the EVERSE has an 8, so it's a little punchier. Obviously, one is 121 decibels, while the Bose, I think, is like 103 or 109 or something like that. I don't remember off the top of my head. I think I posted it earlier in the video. The point is, if you just focus on the specific specs, it's gonna tell you what you're getting and what's better than the other option. In general, sound is very personal. People are very loyal to their brands. Their ears tell them what they like. So some people love RCF, some people love Electro-Voice, some people love Bose. No matter what, it's all good. I'm a firm believer that you should listen to something before you buy it, and there is gonna be an opportunity at Harvest of Sound coming up where they're gonna do a speaker shootout. So if you're on the fence of anything, we invite you to come on down. So the point here is I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about what's better than what. Honestly, look at the price point, look at what you're getting for that price point, and follow the specs, and that's going to tell you a lot. I personally think this speaker blows the JBL out of the water, as well as the Bose S1. But again, if you're happy with what you're using, then keep rocking it. I just simply wanted to share my experience with something new that I got and I think is pretty awesome. As I wrap up this video, I want to let you know that you can conveniently buy the EVERSE 8 at NLFXpro.com, as well as all the accessories I just showed you. NLFX can also make custom cable to power most wireless speaker receivers from the EVERSE DC power output jack, so just contact them and they can get you help. And also make sure that whatever mic base you have, it's gonna work with the EVERSE if you're not sure. So with that, I'm gonna wrap it up. I wanna thank you all so much for tuning in to today's product review of the EVERSE 8. Again, 2 big, huge, mega thumbs up to Electro-Voice for finally dropping this epic battery-powered speaker. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you later. Happy mixing, folks.